American people, you deserve better than this. Every American should be worried about FISA. And to this impeachment debacle, to my Democratic colleagues, impeachment is a dead cat. Stop playing with it. Impeachment is a dead cat. Stop playing with it.
We have long had real concerns about what was happening overseas. And so you can start with, and all your listeners know, and I want to thank you, to all your listeners, all the people you put that are out there on Twitter. It really made, in the grand scheme of things, a big difference because it really helped out our investigation. And we'll probably talk about that a little later. But I really do want to thank a lot of your listeners and Twitter followers because, they would dig stuff up and we'd say, "Oh, we didn't think of that." And it would help us to go out and look at different items. And as you know, there's people all over the globe that helped aid this.
We spoke on the phone the other day, and you said, Maria, I always look for signs. There was a sign, something in you that said, I'm not comfortable here. Tell me how you came to this decision to leave the majority, the Democrats, and become a Republican congressman.
Well, the final point and the final sign, so there has been all along, where the party is moving further and further to the left, where there's discussions of it being a socialist party, and I am a proud capitalist. I believe in hard work. I believe that we can give people opportunity, but that they also, when they get that opportunity, have to work hard to achieve success. You can't give them success, and many other things that I'm sure we'll talk as we go along here. But the final sign for me was, oddly enough, actually in my home county, when one of the county chairmen, and I have 8 counties, one of the county chairmen came to me and said, I have to speak with you. And I said, sure, and sat down, and he said, I just want to let you know that you have to vote for impeachment. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, you've got to vote for impeachment. If you don't, you're not going to be able to run in my county. Well, first of all, it's not his county, it's our county. And you're not going to be able to move forward. You're not going to get the line, which is a big deal in New Jersey, and you're not going to be successful.
I think in light of all of the things going on, and you know what I mean by that, the fake news, the Comeys of the world, all of the bad things that went on, it's called the swamp. And you know what happened? And you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it.
Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 23rd of December, and on today's podcast, it's going to be slammed with a lot of information. I'm going to need you to pay attention. Coming from one of my favorite journalists out there, we can see from Lisa Mae Crowley, new drops. December 23rd, the Dems are flooding our country with illegals to turn red states blue. For example, Virginia just last month. Absolutely. And 17, POTUS's back channel communications to us, not intended to make us complacent. We must fight with our voices and votes. This is clarifying that this is not a cult, that this is a grassroots movement. I love every bit of this, my friends. We're going to go through that thread as well. Also coming at us from the Gateway Pundit, huge news, guys. Bill Barr indicts 8, including Mueller top witnesses, for funneling millions in foreign donations to Schiff, Hillary Clinton, and Democrats. The new data shows Bill and Hillary were involved. This is massive, my friends. This is dropping today. Also coming at us from the Daily Mail UK, Rudy Giuliani reveals what he discovered on a Ukraine trip, alleging U.S. Embassy would not stop a corruption scheme, funneling money to George you-know-who, and says he told all to Donald Trump. This is huge, my friends, and we are going to get to the bottom of it here today. A lot of news coming out. It is Monday. It is the beginning of the week. We're sliding right into a new year, and I'm hoping and praying that Mr. Soros right here will be the one of those indictments that will be a Christmas present to the American people. Who knows? We still have 1 week, a little over 1 week left in 2019. So hoping we end on a high note. This year has been incredible. It's been biblical, and a lot more is to come, my friends. Before we get into today's podcast, a quick reminder, tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a live call-in show. I hope you've gotten all your Christmas shopping done and you're ready to hang out tonight. Guys, before we get into today's podcast, would you please welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hey guys, Thomas from TRUreporting here. Did you know that gold is up 18%? That's right. It's been like that since the month of June, and we all know why. It's because Trump is relentless against the Federal Reserve. We know that our money is not worth anything unless it's backed by gold. So why not back your 401k or IRA with gold and go to Noble Gold and tell them Thomas sent you from TRUreporting. You call this number 1-877-646-5347 and tell them Thomas sent you, and it'll be worth your while. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel, TRUreporting 2.0. We just hit 10,000 subscribers, so thank you all for believing in what I do and hopping aboard on that. I greatly appreciate it. All you have to do is go to the search bar on YouTube and type in TRUreporting 2.0. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, guys, would you please go ahead and click the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. And finally, friends, would you please click the like button? The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other people on YouTube, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is TRUreporting. So again, coming from Lisa Mae Crowley, please follow her at Lisa Mae 62, one of the best investigative journalists out there. She is legit. She has been queued 5 times and retweeted by POTUS. So guys, she says here, new drops. From today, the Dems are flooding our country with illegals to turn red states blue. Example, Virginia just last month. 17, POTUS's backup channel communications to us are not intended to make us complacent. We must fight with our voices and votes. We can see here that coming from all of these people from Democrat governors approve more refugee states. Important to read and understand. Why do the D's want to flood the U.S. with illegal immigrants? This is not another 4-year election, my friends. Our democracy is at stake. Power and control. They want all of it. Do not mistake this back channel. It is a tool and as a means to be complacent. Guys, this is our only link of communication with 17. We have Twitter as a direct line of communication towards our president and to other government officials who we are assuming are part of this team. I think by now we should all be with certainty knowing that this is for real. This is not a LARP. So I believe that has really hit an all-time low. People thinking that this is just a LARP going on, a fool, right? No such thing. Fight, 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 he says. Your voice and your vote matters. Please get out there and vote, guys. Representative Jeff Van Drew, which you saw in the beginning of the intro video, being interviewed, was saying that, hey, they threaten us. They'll take our stuff away. They'll take our word away. They'll get rid of us, right? We will not be successful if we go against the grain of the Dems. These people are a mafia, my friends. He discusses why he left the D Party with Maria Bartiromo. He was approached by a county chairman in his hometown and told he must vote for impeachment. If he doesn't, he wouldn't be able to run in his county. This is threatful. This is blackmail. I'm sure they're going to use that. And he left. He's a true patriot. I really believe that he loves our country, and I believe that the rest who do not love our country. I believe that they are completely against us, right? Watch and listen carefully. The D's threaten and call immediately elected officials to fall in line and follow orders or face being ousted. Who controls the D party? Who really controls the D party? The threat. If a major political party can be controlled, doesn't that represent a clear and present danger to the United States of America? Absolutely. Who controls it? GS. And my friends, I'm telling you that 17 has been bringing up GS, Mr. Soros, for a very long time. He was I believe he was in one of the very first posts. This guy is a huge threat to us, and wouldn't it be incredible if that was one of the arrests being made to end out 2019, my friends? We have Barr talking about him. We have Boris Johnson talking about him in the UK. We have people in Hungary. We have government officials in Hungary talking about how GS and Boris Johnson and the Hungary government were talking about how George, you-know-who, was infiltrating their election cycles, and they were, manipulating it. And I believe that everybody wants this guy arrested. Everybody wants this guy imprisoned and getting taken out, right? I'm telling you, could be a great Christmas gift for all of us. POTUS announces in July they'd find another way to count illegals in the U.S. using, in quote, vast federal databases and info sharing among all Fed agencies, referencing who they know is living in the U.S. Why are D's attempting to block the counting of illegal immigrants? 2 + 2 = 4. What is the total number of illegal immigrants currently in the U.S.? Millions. What is the real total number of illegal immigrants currently in the U.S.? Probably more than that. By flooding the coastal states controlled by the D's, does this pull votes out of the heartland? Absolutely. At what point will your voice and your vote become null and void? 5 by 5? Are we clear? Yes, they are trying to null our voice. They're trying to silence us, right? As we can see here, we are not even into February, and the cost of illegal immigration so far this year is $18 billion. The cost Friday was $603 million. There are at least 25 million illegal aliens, not the 11 million that have been reported for years. So there you go. They are emphasizing a number that is way off, right, guys? It's so ridiculous, he says. Absolutely. Forget the link with last tweet number 3, this thread. Attorney General Barr said an info collected via the executive order could be useful in determining the makeup of the Electoral College and congressional apportionment. Absolutely. Here is the executive order on collective information about citizenship status in connection with the decennial census. Absolutely. Kudos again to Methods at Devin Nunes, thanking Dan Bongino listeners. Again, all of this was in the intro video, guys. I put that together for you to try and tie everything together so you get a very good understanding of it. He said that they really made a difference, talking about the Anons, and absolutely everyone on Twitter as well. Thank you guys so much. We couldn't do it without you, right? They would dig stuff up and, in quote, would say, oh, we didn't even think of that. People all over the globe that helped aid this. Absolutely, man. So Methods, big shout out to you. I love your work. I'm glad to be on the front lines with you. And it's good to speak with you yesterday on Red Pill's Christmas celebration, yours and Red Pill's Christmas celebration. So thanks for having me on there. Greatly appreciate it, my man. We can see here, let Mr. Nunes know he is very welcome. It gets very wild in here at times, but the real research gets done despite all the BS going on around us. And such a great meme from December 18th. It was hell out there, and we were surrounded. The shills came at us from all sides in a relentless attack. Keep up the good fight, Anons. Absolutely. And we can see here, is Chuck Woolery a part of the 17 Army? You are the news now. Handle with care. As we can see here, America's newsroom are us. We have all become the alternative news media. Absolutely. Part of it, my friends. So, again, this was a really good thread put together by Lisa. Please follow her at Lisa May 62. So, a great thread put together. I wanted to start off the podcast with that. Let's go ahead and hop into this update with Bill Barr and 8 indictments from the Gateway Pundit. So here we go. Huge news. Bill Barr indicts 8, including Mueller, top witness, for funneling millions in foreign donations to Schiff, Hillary Clinton, and the Democrats. The new data shows Bill and Hillary were involved. It's going to come out. There's nowhere left to run. The liberal media is covering this up. Huge Democrat multi-million-dollar campaign donation scandal broken up. Earlier this month, the Gateway Pundit reported on the news that Democrat operative and Robert Mueller chief witness George Nader was in fact indicted for his involvement in illegal campaign contributions from foreign entities to the Hillary campaign in 2016. They're crooks, they're thieves, they're criminals. Nader was one of the Mueller's top witnesses, and he is a top Democrat donor and convicted you-know-what. Jesus. Bill Barr indicted 8 individuals for illegally funneling foreign money to Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, and several Democrat senators. Only a matter of time, my friends, before these very names in front of us will be indicted, and it's going to be public, and it's going to be televised. The list of the Dem organizations taking this illegal money is outstanding. Almost every Democrat state organization and many super PACs, including the big one, Priorities USA. All of the leading names in the Democrat Party took in this money, including Adam Schiff and Ted Lieu, John Tester, Cory Booker, Hillary Clinton, etc. They are a mafia, my friends, and they must be stopped. Earlier today, the DOJ reported an indictment was unsealed against the CEO of an online payment processing company and 7 others, charging them with conspiring to make and conceal conduit and excessive campaign contributions and related offenses during the U.S. presidential election in 2016 and thereafter. Assistant Attorney General Brian A. Benchowski of the Justice Department Criminal Division and Assistant Director in charge of Timothy R. Slater of the FBI's Washington Field Office made the announcement. A federal grand jury in the District of Columbia indicted Ahmad Andy Kawa, 48, of Los Angeles, on November 7, 2019, along with George Nader, Roy Bolos, Rudy Deckerman, and Rudy Deckermanyan Mohammed, Mo Diab, Ronnie El Sadi, Stephen Hill, and Thane Whipple. The 53-count indictment charges Kiowa with 2 counts of conspiracy, 3 counts of making conduit contributions, 3 counts of causing excessive contributions, 13 counts of making false statements, 13 counts of false records to be filed, and 1 count of obstruction of a federal grand jury investigation. Nader is charged with conspiring with Kiowa to make conduit campaign contributions and related offenses. Boulos Deckermanyan, Diab, El Sadi, listen to these names. Why are they even here? Hill and Whipple are charged with conspiring with Kiowa and each other to make conduit campaign contributions and conceal excessive contributions and related offenses. They are just stealing money. They're stealing taxpayer money. That's what they're doing. According to the indictment from March 2016 through January 2017, Kiowa conspired with Nader to conceal the source of more than $3.5 million in campaign contributions directed to political committees associated with the candidate for the President of the United States in 2016 election, Hillary Dogface Clinton. By design, these contributions appeared to be in the names of Kiowa, his wife, and his company. In reality, they allegedly were funded by Nader. Kiowa and Nader allegedly made these contributions in an effort to gain influence with high-level political figures, including the candidate. The candidate, right? We know who that is. As Kiowa and Nader arranged these payments, Nader allegedly reported to an official from a foreign government about his efforts to gain influence. So, guys, it's just breaking it down that these people are just distributing money to each other. They funnel it down to each other, and they are embezzling it. So, this is what they do. They're criminals. They are going to be caught. These indictments are being flushed out from Bill Barr. Incredible, right? And more we see here from Rudy Giuliani coming at us from the Daily Mail. He reveals what he discovered on Ukraine trip, alleging U.S. Embassy would not stop a corruption scheme funneling money to George you-know-who, and says he's told us, and he's told all to Donald Trump. They have it all, my friends. A quick breakdown. Rudy Giuliani claimed he discovered in Ukraine trip details how the U.S. Embassy squashed efforts to Kyiv to end a corruption investigation. Wow. Claims Embassy, led by the then Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch, squashed probe because money was going to the NGO ran by billionaire you-know-who. Giuliani has targeted George before and blamed him for funding an unproven allegation Ukraine, and not Russia, interfered in the 2016 election. Again, I told you guys in the beginning of the podcast that even Boris Johnson and parts of the Hungary, the government, they have also blamed Mr. George here, that he has dealt with a lot of election manipulation. And again, he dealt with it here in America. Giuliani offered no proof of his new allegations, but said, "I have notified the president of them." Again, this is something they hold in the back pocket, right? This is a counter move, correct? Yes, it is leverage. He unleashed his latest allegations in a podcast interview with Charlie Kirk. TheDailyMail.com obtained audio of this podcast, which will be posted online Monday. Mr. Soros, bye-bye. And again, we're not just talking about Rudy Giuliani. We're talking about also Bill Barr discussing George. And I have a video for you right now, so let's go ahead and check that out.
In your piece about social justice DAs, and you put social justice in quotes, what do you mean by that? What does that mean, social justice DAs?
Well, there's been this recent development where George Soros has been coming in largely in Democratic primaries where they're not going to be much voter turnout, and putting in a lot of money to elect people who are not very supportive of law enforcement and don't view the office as bringing to trial and prosecuting criminals, but pursuing other social agendas. And they have started to win in a number of cities, and they have, in my view, not given the proper support to the police. And they're following policies that are ultimately going to lead to an increase in violent crime and more victims.
So again, guys, more voter fraud, more where we start talking about Mr. George here. I can't say those two names together, but you know that he has a lot of influence, right? A lot of money. He's done a lot of damage to this planet, and I believe he will be going out. I pray at the end of 2019, a great Christmas gift to all of us. Barr's after him. Boris Johnson is after him. Giuliani's after him. Our president is after him. We're starting to see this name a lot. 17 is posting about him. Could it be in 2019 we rounded up with an arrest of Mr. Soros? My friends, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. We're so close to hitting 20,000 followers, so thank you for the support. Guys, you can also donate to this channel by going to my PayPal, Patreon. We have a P.O. Box and TRUreporting merch. Guys, remember tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be having a live call-in show, so I hope you stop by and hang out with us. This will be the last one before Christmas, so it would be great to hang out with you all and get some calls from you, and should be a good time. Guys, remember, God is always in control. Have faith in Him, and everything will be all right. I will talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.